बनूं, मुझे आसमां बनना है. So I was very nervous only about this singing because I'm a composer. I sing only for my fans. We've done Ashik Surrender Hua, and she was also very surprised that you've called me for this first song of yours. Like, you make all these romantic ones and you've called me for this. And Main Hoon Na Tere Saath obviously is a ballad, and it's coming together of me, Arman and Kunal Verma after Chale Aana.
Hi Amaal, welcome to Eastern Eye.
Hi, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
All good, excited with the release of Parinda, the first song from Saina.
Yeah, I have to say that it's such an amazing track. I've been hearing it on loop and I have just loved it.
Thank you so much.
So, let me start by this. Of course, I know on social media Parinda is trending. It has become a rage already. But I would like to know what response you are getting from your fans, across the world. You have friends. So what response you are getting right now?
So I was very nervous only about this singing because, I'm a composer. I sing only for my fans and because it makes them happy. But I never choose my voice over the right voice for the song. But isme, I think Amol sir and Bhushan sir both were convinced that, what I've sung is really nice. And I wasn't sure how it's going to be, taken. So first Gana of my own album, I've never sung before. The first song that comes out from a movie. So this is the first time. But reading all the comments, they're all positive for the singing also. So I'm like, wow, I'm saved. Now there's no stress. They've accepted the singing also. Because as a song, I knew that, इसमें एक inspiration है, एक positivity है. And it's not even preachy, for the younger generation, अगर उनको कुछ बोलो करने तो शायद नहीं करेंगे. It should automatically, somewhat lyrically, melodically, sonically inspire them. And I think this track had all those ingredients. Manoj Muntashir has done a brilliant job on the lyrics. So kahin na kahin, singing mein, I didn't want it to be less. So I've given it my all. And seeing the comments, seeing the response, I'm just happy that they've loved the song and loved me in it. So it's a good feeling.
Right. So of course, Parinda is, I think, the first song that has come from the album. What's happening? I think next we have Chali Wahi. I think Chal Wahi Chale, which is Shreya Ghoshal's song, and I think Arman has also sung a song, which is Main Hoon Tere Saath. So tell us something about those songs as well.
I don't know which one's coming next yet because the plan was first only to put Parinda. Now I think that's a call that maybe the producers will take. But yesterday I wished Shreya Ghoshal for her birthday with a little glimpse of Chal Wahi Chale. And that also has been loved so dearly, so deeply by people. Just a 20-second thing. So I'm looking forward to that. It's my second collaboration after Ye Aina from Kabir Singh. Now this is the second, soulful melody that I've collaborated with her on. We've done Ashik Surrender Hua, and she was also very surprised that you've called me for this first song of yours. Like, you make all these romantic ones and you've called me for this. I was like, I promise that there will be some really nice ballads and some meaningful melodious songs, but I feel you'll do this really well. And she aced it in that. And Chal Wahi Chale, I can say, is my most favorite song from this album. And I'm very close to it. It's one of my purest. I think she has done a tremendous job as a singer on it. And the words, the relationship, the family, the story of the mother and Saina, all of that comes together through this emotional, I would call this the emotional anthem of the film, and call, Parinda the voice of Saina, the inner voice. And that is a, rebellious anthem, and this is an emotional one. So both, have different spaces. And Main Hoon Na Tere Saath obviously is a ballad. And it's coming together of me, Arman and Kunal Verma after Chale Aana, which has been a really, really successful, collaboration. So I'm looking forward to all three songs. And Parinda has just dropped and I'm seeing Parinda fever everywhere. I hope that continues to be Chal Wahi fever and even Main Hoon Na Tere Saath fever everywhere.
So, has Saina heard the songs and how has she reacted to it? Has she told you something about it?
Oh, she loves them. She messaged me last night. I think the song was sent to her and she was very, very excited. She's like, this is such a meaningful, such a gripping song. And I'm happy that's half the battle won, because the person who we are making the music for the, for her, the life that she's lived. It's a tribute of sorts to someone who did something unbelievable at 19, became world number one. Very few in the world have done that. And an Indian girl with difficulties that the Indian athlete faces, if the women face it more, how she's fought all that and she's come out a winner. So I'm glad that, she resonates with it and she feels it's really nice. So I'm very happy that she's also liked it.
Right. When you compose songs for a biopic, also, I think in this Saina, you have done the background score as well. So do you have to keep that thing in mind that, I have to match up with the kind of personality that celebrity has? Do you have that thing in mind or kind of an added pressure to it?
I think when you're in control of the whole thing, the whole soundscape, by being the only composer on the album, then it's responsibility given to you, which obviously, has to be taken head on. I mean, it's a dream. Every composer wants to have a solo album to his credit. And this is the first where I get to do songs as well as score. It's my debut as a background scorer. And we have all, me and my entire team of producers and musicians and everyone from Macedonia, we've put our life into this and we've done our best. So somewhere, everyone needs to be taken through that story, and I'm glad that the captain of the ship, Amaal Mallik, took me so well through Saina's story, her life. Then I did my own research, saw her interviews, saw her passion, her aggressiveness, her, her sportsmanship. And those things have obviously influenced. So I'm always working for the character, whether, it's not that in Dhoni I worked for thinking Sushant or here I worked thinking Pariniti. It's always been the central role, which is Saina Nehwal or MS Dhoni. So I don't do that just in biopics. Maybe even when I was doing a Badrinath, that day I become Badri Bansal and I start talking in Tohar, Hamar and all those ways, to get into that zone. So I do that in all my films. But here you need to do it more meticulously because it's based on, true events and you can't cheat those things in these people's lives. And when you make music for such a film, in an anthem, you can't, I had to be careful even in Besabriya and here that it doesn't become egoistic. It shows the power within the belief, the self-belief of those human beings. But I don't think they would have liked it if it was a showy, approach to the music. So we have a very larger than life sound, but we're saying things which every individual wants to hear and be. I don't want to be just the bird in the sky. I want to be the whole sky. I don't want to be that page. I want to be that whole story. So these things resonate with her, and I, as a composer, I think it's important to keep that balance. Youngsters or people who listen to it on the radio, who should be able to relate to it as their song. It's important that it makes its 100% place in the script as a part of the story. But when you hear it without the film, it should still resonate. Okay, yeah, this makes me want to work out. This makes me want to get up and do my thing. So that should happen. So I try to keep that balance. Whether it's a biopic or not a biopic, it doesn't matter. It should make sense with the story, yet be relatable and hummable and simple for the audience. So that's the kind of music I want to make always.